Since 1930, 1.4 million metric tons of fish have disappeared from our oceans due to human-caused global warming. Not 1 pound of fish, not 2 pounds, but 1.4 million metric tons of fish, which is also approximately the weight of 100 Costco stores piled on top of each other. Did everyone get that? 100 Costco stores. Hello, everyone. My name is Arjun Kollu, and this is my first year going to the Young Voices Club, and I am the Young Voices Master. And I'm going to be talking about the problems with our society and how it's affecting fish. Our lifestyle is affecting the oceans, not the sun, not the trees, but us human with our selfish needs are affecting the oceans. Our selfish needs are causing oceans to warm up. Our selfish needs are causing icebergs to melt. Our selfish needs are polluting the oceans and killing all the fish from our diverse oceans. And energy is causing all of this. Humans use up so much energy that some countries even used up all their power. And most of our energy comes from fossil fuels. About 80% of the world's energy comes from fossil fuels. One example is coal. Well, someone may argue, I don't use coal in my everyday life. But coal is a fossil fuel and a significant part of our energy that the world consumes. Coal is what creates electricity. When you burn coal, it gives off heat. The heat is used to turn water into steam, and which powers a turbine and generates electricity. But it's not that simple. When coal gives off heat, which is also carbon dioxide, some of the heat escapes and rises into the atmosphere and creates a greenhouse gas. A greenhouse gas is a layer of gas in the atmosphere which traps in all the excess heat of Earth. But where does all the excess heat go? It gets absorbed by oceans, which causes icebergs to melt. Once the icebergs add on to the melting waters, fish will have to move, affecting everything there. Some fish even die because there isn't a suitable environment for them. And to make it even worse, humans pollute the oceans. When I talk about pollution, I don't just mean one plastic water bottle, but I mean a whole floating island of plastic. This is called the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. It is approximately 1/8 of the US and can harm fish and other marine animals as well. Humans also harm the fish by dropping oil, for instance car oil, which is also known as crude oil. Dropping oil into the ocean causes a big chain. First, the plankton will absorb the oil, then small fish will eat the plankton, and this will slowly go up the food chain and eventually end up in our plates, which leads to the next problem. Whether we realize it or not, fish disappearing isn't only affecting the fish, but is also affecting us. And hurting the fish is hurting us. One way that we are hurting ourselves is from oil, as I mentioned before. For example, one of the biggest oil drops in the world is the Atlantic Empress. This disaster released 88.3 million gallons of oil into the ocean. The oil spilled and carried throughout the world. If you didn't get the message earlier, oil is poisonous. It isn't the animals' fault that they were eating oil. In fact, it was ours. When you consume oil, it will cause vomiting, diarrhea, and cause an upset stomach. But when you inhale it, it is a completely different story. You might think it only causes breathing problems, but it will cause cancer, which can also lead to death. When the oil gets released and comes in contact with air, it will evaporate. This will cause its contents to become stronger, and oil contains VOCs. VOCs are volatile organic compounds, and most VOCs are poisonous, which is why hurting fish will affect us as well. But that is not the only thing that will affect humans. Well, have you ever eaten fish? Do you love fish? Would you be pretty mad if you couldn't eat fish for a while? Well, that's how a lot of the world feels because most of the world relies on fish. What would happen if the fish where they live disappeared? Well, it's not what would happen anymore because it's already happening. If this keeps going on, people will start dying due to hunger. Countries will start depopulating. Not only people, but other animals will begin to die as well. Now about the animals. This isn't only about us. The world isn't only for us. The planet is for animals as well. And we are not only ruining it for us, but the animals. There are many animals out there which depend on fish. For instance, sharks. If sharks died out, so would the sharks, because the shark's main diet is fish. Once the sharks become scarce, other animals start to disappear because shark can kill other predators. Those predators will overpopulate, and the whole marine ecosystem will be in peril. The terrestrial ecosystem will be in danger too. Many animals that live in land depend on fish. Only a few animals will live and the rest will go extinct, and the whole ecosystem of the world will be in ruins. This is why we should stop using excess energy and polluting the oceans. This is why we should stop hurting ourselves by polluting the oceans and everything in it. This is why we should stop hurting animals and destroying the world as we know just for our needs. This is why we should all take a part to stop global warming. This is why we should stop killing fish. Thank you.